Hi guys, Chef Kevin Belton here. Hope you are having a fantastic day. Hope you had a good holiday. Now, of course, I decided to bite off something that, I don't know, hopefully I can chew it, okay? Because what I decided to do, leftovers from Thanksgiving. Everybody makes the turkey gumbo and other things, but why not do something different? So, tell you what about leftover Thanksgiving pizza? That's right. And this is where I might have bit off more than I could chew. Because I'm not a baker. So I would suggest buy a dough already done. You can go to your favorite pizza place and get a dough already done. Or you can buy them already made. Or get a flatbread. That's a wonderful baker that makes flatbreads with garlic and herbs on it. Oh, it is so good. But we're going to try this. We're going to delve in. Monica has no faith that I'll be able to get this done.
That's not true.
You have very little faith that I'll be able to get this done, but we're going to try it.
That's not true.
See what happens. So here I have 2 cups of flour. Now I'm going to start with about a cup in the bowl. Okay. Now this is bread flour. The reason I'm using bread flour as opposed to all-purpose flour, bread flour with a pizza crust makes it a little crispier. Okay? If you don't have bread flour, guess what? Just use that all-purpose flour. But it's just that the bread flour makes a crustier pizza crust. Okay? All right? So here what we have, a little salt, some sugar. I'm also putting a little garlic powder in the dough. And look at that. That is active yeast. That's going to be the yeast that's going to help this dough to rise. So let's get that in there. We're just going to mix this in right quick. Now, to this, I have a cup of warm water. We don't want it too hot, okay? Because we don't want to kill the yeast. So let's just start just getting this worked in. I hope you all had a good holiday and that you were safe. After all of this cooking, I cooked everything and ended up having a ham sandwich. So that's why I have so many leftovers now. So here's what happens. See how that's kind of wet down in there? Okay, that's all we want. Now let's go ahead and get the rest of our flour in. And if you want, you don't have to put it all in at once. Just get it worked in. And you're going to see that it's going to come together. All right, it's going to eventually just kind of work itself together. See, it's kind of sticky. That's okay. We'll get there. See, every once in a while I get brave, gang, and try something different. And, why not? Normally when I want pizza, I just go and get when I buy a pizza, sometimes I ask them for dough and I just use that dough there. Now you see how this is not quite coming together? I need a little more moisture, okay? So the water was warm. Yeah, so I'm gonna get a little bit, touch of warm water. Now, if you accidentally have too much water, you can always go in with a little more flour, okay? But this is gonna be kind of sticky. It's gonna be just a little sticky. Like just now, I might have put in a little too much, but that's okay. That's why I have a little extra right here. You could have told me too much. Y'all should see the look I just got. You know it. You know the one. You know that look that I just got. There we go. There. That's much better. See, this is going to be a little sticky, and that's okay. That's all right. So here's what I want to do now. I'm going to take a little bit of this flour, put it here, because I want to try to shape this into a ball. That's why I'm using this little flour to try to get this together. What I have here, I have a bowl. This bowl has been coated with olive oil. So I'm gonna put my dough in, I flip it over so both sides get coated with the oil. All right. Now this has to proof. So this is gonna sit or at least 30 minutes, just like that. Let me get this out of the way. All right. Let me get some plastic wrap. So I'm just going to cover this real tight with plastic wrap. Normally, what I'll do is I'll put a dish towel over it and stick it in the oven. And that way, but since the oven is on and I'm going to be using the oven, I'll stick this somewhere later on, okay? So let me show you what I've got here. I have one already rolled out, okay? Yes, Monica did this. I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. You couldn't do none of that pretty. Yes, I did. I couldn't. I know I couldn't do anything that pretty. And guess what? I forgot because I was so nervous. I was supposed to put 2 tablespoons of olive oil in the dough. I forgot to do that. So here's what we're going to do here. Here I want to take, and I'm using olive oil. I'm going to brush this with olive oil all around. The other thing, because this is a yeast dough, and I don't want it to start rising on me in the middle, I'm just going to take a fork and just take a fork and make some holes. But you notice I'm not going to the edge because I want that edge to have a nice crust to it. There we go. There we go. That's good. We got that there, that there. Now, here this starts. This little gravy I made, all right? And you see, you can make all kind of things in it. Like this has onions in it, okay? So you can take your leftover gravy, and this, instead of having a tomato sauce, you can see where we're going with this because, hey, after all, this is a Thanksgiving pizza. And you know, the boss told me, gang, get all the way to the edges. Normally, I always leave a little bit of room on the edges.
That's good.
But that's good?
Yeah.
I'm close enough?
Yep. You're doing good.
All right, thank you. All right. So, there we go. Now we have our gravy in. Now, potatoes. Some mashed potatoes that were left over. Now, with these potatoes, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. This way you have to get a little bit of dirty with this, okay? I just kind of take my hands and just kind of mash the potato out a little bit. It doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to be pretty. So you just get those mashed potatoes. That way you can know that you'll have some on every slice. And next, I like to do the cheese. I want the cheese next to my potatoes, all right? Some people like to put the cheese on the top. I like them next to the potatoes. So I'm going to go ahead, take my cheese, and I'm using a gruyere, and put the gruyere, just spread it out.
Why are you using gruyere?
You know, a lot of people do mozzarella. I find gruyere works really great, especially if you're doing meats. Any kind of meats, I find gruyere has that kind of earthy flavor to it. That's why I'm doing gruyere.
Someone said feta. I could go with that.
Yeah, feta could work. You love feta.
I love feta, yeah.
Now, gang, look, cornbread dressing. There's no rhyme or reason. Just take it, plop it around, okay? Kind of like that, it's flinging everywhere. Just kind of look where it's going to be sliced to make sure you get some on every piece. Now, this, a lot of times I make oyster dressing. This is a cornbread dressing that I did with grandmother's recipe where she used breakfast sausage in it. Okay?
I like this better than the oyster dressing.
You like this? You like char-grilled oysters. You love char-grilled oysters.
Uh-huh.
But you're just not a fan of oysters any other way.
I like them in a po' boy.
Oh, yeah, that's true. All right. Look, are we missing any spot, gang?
No, you're good.
All right, there we go. Now, something I did forget, because I'm looking around, and I'm realizing something I forgot to get out of the refrigerator. How about the turkey? You know, you think that's a little important? Take your turkey. Now, what I did with the turkey, gang, let me tell you. I took my turkey, and I cut everything off the bone. The carcass is in one Ziploc. The wings and the legs are in another Ziploc because those are going to go in some soup. The carcass is going to make stock with it and might maybe go in some soup. And then I took some of the turkey and I went ahead and got that in a Ziploc, okay, in the freezer, marked it off. Cranberry sauce, and this is just the canned cranberry sauce. It's just cubed. So let's just spread this around. How much or little do you want? I like, I love a sweet and savory. So that's why we're going to get this on. All right. I know y'all are like, can we see it? Can we see it? Can you please just get that in the oven? 425 degrees, the oven is. All right. So I'm just going to take this, slide this right on in there. That's going to take roughly
13 to 15 minutes.
Yeah. How long?
13 to 15.
13 to 15? Yeah,
15-ish
roughly
minutes.
around in there. So look at this, gang. All right? And if you would like, here's a little parsley and green onion. You could put a little green onion on it for a little color. Do a little parsley for a little color. And if you have a lot of this left over, besides the pizza, I love to play with egg roll wrappers. Do this same thing inside an egg roll wrapper. Roll them up and fry them. Or get a tortilla and roll that up and saute it in the skillet. So I tell you what, here's a great way to use leftovers. The kids are going to love it. You should love it too. I hope you had a great holiday. Keep washing those hands. Keep masking up. Doing what you're doing. Please stay safe. For WWL, I'm Chef Kevin Belton. And thank you for cooking with me today, and we'll see you soon.